are almost done with our conference. So what's going to happen next, I'm going to speak a little bit about stepping down from being the president. And Jen will be taking over as president. So, but first, before I lose some of you in the room or online, if you could stay for the duration, that'd be great. But first, I just want to thank all of our virtual attendees for sticking with us. It's been a long 2 days, and if you've been at your computer this whole time, on and off, you're awesome. Everyone, including in person and online, please, please do not forget to fill out the really brief survey about your experience at the conference. I promise this is an easy one. And we really do rely on that feedback to make it better each time. So all responses are anonymous, so please don't hold back, whether it's good or not so good. We need it. So for people online, the link will pop up after you log off, and it's easy. You just click on that link, answer a few questions, and you're done. The survey will also be available on Whova after we are done. And will that be pretty self-explanatory, Bridget?
Yes, yeah. It is, and it's already been sent out.
Okay, so the survey has been sent out to you all on via Whova. Okay, awesome. Okay, next I wanted to, of course, thank the board for everything, all that you do on a daily basis, including your full-time jobs and your kids. I want to thank, we would all like to thank, and let's give a big hand again to Bridget, our conference queen. And Ashley, yes, Ashley also, give a big round of applause for Ashley. They both have really worked hard and hustled, again, on top of their full-time jobs and their homeschooling job. To put all this together. And I did it in 2022, and believe me, it's a lot of work, and so much appreciation. I want to thank, of course, all the speakers that came, whether virtually or in person, especially to, of course, Dr. Schaaf coming all the way from Germany, and Sarah in the middle of a move coming to be with us. We really, really appreciate it, so thank you to you. And of course, thank you to all of our sponsors. You know who you are. Made a huge difference in putting a dent into the conference budget. And of course, a big thank you to our gold sponsor, CMG, who are also BBSOAS grandparents, Terry and Kevin Coughlin. Thank you so much for your donation. And thank you to you all for coming, for attending, whether it was virtually or in person. I know it's not easy to take time off, but you all made it because this is important to you, and it's important to all of us to keep meeting and coming together to grow this community and further research. Okay. So I will get into my little thank you and stepping down from presidency speech. Quickly, biorepository, 18 people have donated last I checked, yay! Woo! So I think that leaves a few more, if not maybe less. I haven't checked in the last hour. If you haven't and you know who you are, please go, they're there till 5. Okay, so it is the month of April, and April for me and for my family is a pretty special month, as we all are familiar with that word, special. April was the month that my now husband and I, Jeff, sitting over here, my biggest fan, we had our first date in April. We've had 3 conferences for the foundation, for the BBSOAS community in April. And our daughter, Cedel, was diagnosed. We received the information of her diagnosis in April. So April is quite a month for me. That, as you all can relate, that day of diagnosis was pretty dark, pretty dark day. And, you know, I'm sure people ask you, what would you tell yourself What would you tell new families? What would you tell yourself if you could go back in time? And what I really wish I could have told myself is that one day soon, the darkness will turn into the brightest light of hope, and you will be, you will be surrounded by a resilient community of families and friends and researchers, all working together to create better lives for all those living with BBS-OES now and all those in the future. That's what I wish I could have told myself. But now that I'm here, that dark day has now turned into a feeling of pride. I feel so proud to be a part of this community, so proud to be a member of such a strong and resilient community of leaders, of parents, of moms, of dads. So rewind, refresh your memory. I ended up being co-founder along with some amazing other parents, like I mentioned before, in 2018. And I was asked sort of, how it happened, and it wasn't something that I was prepared to do. It just sort of one thing led to the next, and I decided, well, I'm the one with the most time. I don't have to work right now. Why not? Okay, sure. And then the ball got rolling with the help of those other parents. And I firmly believe that what I've done the last 5 years probably will be the most important contribution I've made in my life. So while I am stepping down, I'm not going very far, I'm just going to VP. So I'll still be doing all the work every day. Nothing much is going to change. But so the reason I'm stepping down is nothing more than it's simply time. It's time for me, it's time for a fresh new perspective. It's time for somebody new to take over, to steer the ship. It's just time. It's time for me to maybe have a little bit more time to lean into my family. Of course, I didn't bring my Kleenex. Excuse me. And from here until, thanks. From now until the end of my life, I'm sure, as many of you, will always be involved in the foundation and in this community in some capacity, and that's going to be me for sure. But I'll tell you what, it will feel good after today I never thought I would say this, ever, because I kind of like to make decisions, but the buck won't stop with me, and I won't be the one making that final decision. And it's a lot to carry. It's a load to carry, and I've carried it with pride, and I've carried it as long as I have, and I've loved it. But it's time. It's time. It's good for the foundation, and it's good for me, good for my family. So if we fast forward from that day of co-founding, from 2018 to 2022, just a few hours, you've all heard, after the 2022 conference ended, I'm in the hotel room just decompressing and just staring, like staring in a corner, which you will be doing, Bridget. Probably a glass of wine in my hand. Just relief that it was over, just overwhelming satisfaction of what we did, what we accomplished. And I was scrolling through my emails, and I received an email from a couple in the UK, and it read, "We received the diagnosis for our 12-month-older daughter, Edith, 8 days ago. Having this level of access to materials, experts, and other families to help us begin to grapple with our new reality has been immeasurably helpful." And that, to me, that was the most powerful thing I could have read at that particular moment when I was coming down from all this work of doing this conference and these 5 years of building it to what it is. And it was the best gift to receive that email. So I felt empathy, knowing what they were going through, that they took the time with those raw feelings of grief and the now what, they took the time to email and to reach out and say thank you. And two, I felt pride because it validates all the hard work we do in the foundation to support all those diagnosed, And gratitude and, of course, curiosity. Who is this couple? And I need to thank them for this thoughtful email. I haven't heard of them before. And we're still so small that every time a new family pops up, it's like, oh, okay, we've got another one. So long story short, in a couple of Zoom meetings and emails later, both Tim and Jen joined the foundation in 2022 and 2023, respectively. And I have to say that working with Jen has been a dream. She brought her professional background as COO and helped elevate the foundation to the next level. She brought efficiency to our daily operations, such as implementing a new CRM tool called Give Butter, which you've heard. A massive project that is ongoing to track all our contacts, diagnose families, donations, and communications. Excuse me. So you don't hear me sniffling all the time. Okay. And with her thoughtful insight and experience, she helped us develop our 5-year strategic plan. Having a passion for finding answers and potential treatment, she helped formulate our research strategy and helped effectively communicate it to the community, to all of you, breaking it down in reasonable bites to explain it all. Jen also hustles in the fundraising department, and she helped raise a lot recently for research this past Giving Tuesday. It was a record for the foundation. And we really have to give her most of the credit for that, if I'm being honest. She's relentless in her dedication to serving the BBSOS community, and she spends most of her spare time, which is difficult, as you all know, working for the foundation. So I couldn't possibly feel any more confident than I do now in passing the baton over to Jen. It's time to let someone else take the reins, but this isn't just someone. This is Miss Jen Coughlin, a woman and leader, that I am proud to call both my friend and my colleague. The foundation will definitely be in good hands with Jen. And normally, here's where I had this great little, now I will step aside figuratively and literally to let Jen speak as the new president. So I just had to say that because it was I loved it. But I will remain here and speak on behalf of Jen. Unfortunately, there's been a slight change. She received some really sad news this morning. So she is not here with us right now. And she's asked if you could forgive her. So instead, she's going to record a short video, and she's going to share this in the coming weeks. So with all of that said, I guess we will close this conference off. No? Oh, okay. One-upping me?
Yeah, sure. Gonna one-up her. Okay, Carlie Monnier. If someone came to you 15 years ago and said, would you like a job that will take an enormous amount of your time, not pay you, and might be quite emotional, what would you say? And please don't answer that. So, I met Carlie, I think it was probably within the first year of my daughter being diagnosed with BBSOS, SOAS, around 2014 or 15. 5 moms came together because of Lola's mother with her blog about and sharing her story about Lola, and that was Meredith. From what started as 5 moms on a text chain with one thing in common, a diagnosis that all our children shared, I grew into a Facebook page, to a conference in Texas, and lastly to a foundation that's leading the direction of research and engaging and uniting a community under one shared mission. So who is at the core of this? And it has always been Carlie Monnier. I'm not sure if you were given the choice to be president as much as you were voluntold rather than volunteered. So, and we are so glad that you said yes. It is due to your relentless and selfless dedication that we're really sitting here today as a united community with its unbelievable accomplishments, and I think that's really evident. I'm so thankful that you've been at the helm of this journey. You're the definition of a parent advocate, and it's so admirable. Sidel and Vivian, they're lucky to call you mom. But we as this BBSOAS community are beyond lucky and thankful of what you have done for us and for our loved ones who live with BBSOAS. So thank you, Carlie. And with that, we have a plaque for you.
Thank you so much. Okay, I'm not going to be able to carry on anymore, so we're just going to wrap this up. Thank you all for being here. We're not done, actually. Thank you for virtuals. We are done for the day. For the rest of you, we have more fun to continue. No more science stuff, just fun. We'll be meeting in the tennis courts at 2 o'clock to celebrate.
Can you stay on virtual because we
Oh, that's right, I'm so sorry. Virtual hang tight, we're going to do some raffles for some more prizes. And I guess we have quite a few, so if you're interested, if you're feeling lucky, hang in there. For the rest of you, we'll see you on the tennis courts.